Tomorrow I'm going to be a college graduate. And my journey started in a prison cell. Well, the neighborhood I grew up in is known as South Central Los Angeles. These neighborhoods, these environments are almost conducive for failure. Father was on crack, mother didn't have a high school education, brother was in gangs. I personally didn't finish high school. But coming from where we come from, this is normal. Our community was like a production and assembly line to produce the product that goes into prison. I was a product. Being in prison, it's embarrassing, it's shameful. But I remember I was reading Martin Luther King said, you can only see the stars at night when it's darkest. So you don't really see the light or your potential until you're in conditions where there's nothing else. Prison was an absolute nightmare. And the only opportunity I had was through education. I got my first grade, I got an A, and I remember I felt so good. I took off running around the yard because I felt like I accomplished something in prison. So from then on, it just lit a fire in me where I knew I can build my future if I just stick with it. I remember inmates would come and confide in me, and I saw that I had an ability to communicate with people from all walks of life. I said, now, if I can communicate with people on this level in the worst of environments, what can I do on the streets? I saw that this was my calling, to reach the people who are disenfranchised, to reach the people who have been told they can't make it, that they won't make it, to reach the people who come from the absolute gutter. And I made a promise to God. I said, if you get me out of here, I will do whatever it takes to make sure that people like me and people who are not like me don't come here. And I made it out. I got released July 17th, 2017, around 11:33 a.m. I remember that moment. I enrolled in class that day, and I just picked up where I left off. Tomorrow, inmate number AT5304 is gonna be a college graduate. I'm going from the hood, one day maybe Harvard.
I've watched you grow to this phenomenal man that you are today, and I've admired you and looked up to you since I was a little girl. And I'm just extremely proud of you, Artis. Like, Mom is smiling, Granny's smiling. Like, what you're doing is just great. And we had to come together and let you know how much we love and support you.
I'm just amazed at what you've accomplished, and I'm so proud of you. You are gonna go far and wide doing great things.
I'm so proud of you. You standing out and shining like a light. It makes me want to be a better person.
Thanks for letting me call you Daddy when my dad wouldn't help me.
You always be my son, champ. I love you, okay?
Thank you, Dad.
You gonna go to college?
Yep.
I never heard people speak that highly of me before to my face. And to say what I meant to them, to hear my children say what I meant to them, it's something I think I'm gonna look back on for the rest of my life and remember that I have value.
What I wish for my brother in the future is just health and wealth. I remember being a kid and my brother being like 12 years old, my mom being sick at the time. My brother had to step to the plate, and he did. Health and wealth, health and wealth. To the next 100 years. I hope you live forever. Sorry about that.
Sorry, man. Those are good tears. Those tears are healing tears, man. We made it. It's been a long road. But we made it, and that's the important part. To know that my little brother looks up to me, it reminds me that everything we do matters, and there's always somebody watching. I love you. Nobody makes it on their own. I represent a community of people that came together collectively to see one individual make it. I feel forever grateful. The statistics show 75% of people go back to prison, but when you have a college degree, that number drops down to 10%. And tomorrow, I'm going to be in a whole nother statistic. I'm going to be a college graduate. Well, one thing I'm doing is I'm keeping my promise to my mother that I would educate myself. And I have hopes for my sister next, hopes for my baby brother Desmond next. Because the Knoxes were considered to be rejects. We were the black sheep, the degenerates of the family, the uneducated. And tomorrow I'm going to be a college graduate and a promise keeper. Entering into the prison industrial complex taught me how important it is to live from the heart. And I believe that's what protected me while in those conditions, because I knew I wasn't the toughest, I wasn't the strongest, I wasn't the biggest, I wasn't the bravest. I couldn't outfight them, but I can try to outlove you.
Artis, Knox.
Oh yeah, this is love right here. Now the darkness is making sense. And all I see is beauty. You guys proud of me? Yeah! There's a whole lot of people in the world that feel like they don't fit in. I personally felt like I didn't fit in. And it was through my struggles, my trials, my frustrations, my journey that I found my fit. And I want to show people how to find their fit. Because once you find your fit, you find your calling, you find your purpose. And then you push society forward.